Well, hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing today? Juan, how much fun will today be? I don't know. It may be a lot of fun. Or it could be kind of boring because all we're working on is slides and samples. How much fun can creating a Pluralsight course really be? Oh, Juan, you're the one getting paid to have fun. You know what? You are absolutely right, my friend. My company is paying me to do this right now. How cool is that? Thank you, Infragistics. You rock. I'm going to work for you as long as I possibly can. KR Jax, thanks for joining. Good to see you. So I missed Tuesday's stream because I had work to do. Had some important stuff come up at deadline, like crap. So I had to drop everything and get on that. And actually, I had to do some work, which kind of sucks. But you know what? I gotta work, right? Juan Strange, this is like in a loop. That is the goal. Yes, that is the goal. Yeah, oh, Dan, and then you'll be paid by Pluralsight when the course is updated. Yeah. That's true. Well, actually, I get paid by people watching it. If no one watches it, I don't get anything. But yes, that is true. So, double dipping. Just a little bit. So, actually, I don't have a ton of time today either because I have those things called meetings, customer meetings. And that kind of blows. So, not so much chit-chat starting out. We're just going to kind of hop right into it. So, I did manage to spend some more time on those slides that I thought I kind of had wrapped up on last Thursday's stream. Right? Dan, I hope those customers are watching so they can know their meeting blows. Their meetings are awesome. Never a waste of time. And they always provide tons of great, informative content for me to act on. Right? We know how that goes. Donald! How's it going? Okay. So, as I was saying, you know, on the last Thursday stream, we started wrapping up the slides for our Module 2. And Module 2 is all about creating your very first Prism application. I did make some modifications because I started going through it again, and I'm like, it just wasn't flowing well. But I think I have it to where it flows well now. So I'm going to step you guys through it, and I think you'll like this better than what we had before. So our agenda is essentially the same. You'll see that I did mix some things up. First, we're starting with creating a Prism application. Then we'll go through the initialization process, talk about a shell, and then we'll talk about using the Prism template pack to create your app instead. Donald, you like my beard? Yeah, this is called laziness, my friend. This is laziness. And actually, I'll be shaving this down a little bit because I will be out of town 3 weeks next month, traveling for various events and meetings and things like that. So, yeah, I will not be streaming a ton next month because I'll be out of town. But that means the beard must be cleaned up a little bit. Too many grays, right? Got to clean that up. Anyway, so we're going to open up by creating, talking about how what is a Prism application? How do you create a Prism application? And so I thought this flowed better because before, we were trying to talk about all these core services and list them out individually. I'm like, you know what? We don't need to do that. So, I'll just talk about creating a new WPF application, what packages I'm going to reference. In this case, I'm going to be using prism.dryioc, and then we'll talk about you have to update the app to use a Prism application. And so when I do talk about those slides, the next bullet points are, how it replaces the base application in WPF, and you have to update the app.xaml and all that stuff. And then we'll talk about the core services, but I'm just going to mention it, right? I'm not going to list them out individually. I think that was kind of overkill. I'll just say it registers core services that you need. And then this is also a place where you're going to register your application specific services. These are services that are used across the entire application. Dan, all I care about is that you're sure to shower. No smelly roommates. I can't promise anything, man. I'm going to be staying out late. getting up early. I might not have time to shower. It's going to suck for you, bro. Okay, so once I get through this slide, then I'm going to hop into actual, like, the instructions, right? So I think I did pretty good on this. Basically, I'm going to walk through, okay, this is how you update your app.xaml, you know, add your namespace, update the application, remove the startup URI, right? So I'm going to kind of step you through the process of updating that. Then we'll hop into the class, replacing the derived application, the Prism application, right? Talk about creating the shell and the register type methods, and then boom, demo, right? And then right from, I think that flows really well, okay? And then once we get through the demo portion, actually, let me just start that back up. Once we get through the demo of actually creating the app and doing all those updates, then I'll talk about the initialization process, right? We're going to say, okay, this is how it actually initializes. We'll talk about all the stuff that happens during that process, so everyone has a good understanding of if they're going to customize something in Prism, these are the places where to look. But this module is not about any of that, right? And then we go into what's a shell. So obviously, when I talk about this initialization process, I'm not going to have a demo. This is just informational purposes only. But then I'll talk about what a shell is. You know, we'll talk about the application window, how it acts as a master page, and it contains regions and all this crap, right? And then we hop into the demo about creating a shell, which is really simple because we're creating a window. It's ridiculously simple. And then lastly, we'll end with using the Prism template pack to create projects, blank projects, module projects, user controls, windows, view models, and the snippets that are in it, right? And then I'll cover that, and then we'll do a quick demo there. So I think that wraps up like creating your very first Prism app pretty freaking well, and it flows really nicely. So today, what we're going to start doing is creating the samples for this module, okay? So that means I got to crack open Visual Studio because we actually have to do before and after. So if I go back, let me open this up real quick. So if we look at this, for example, this Prism for Xamarin Forms course I was kind of working on. Well, it has an after folder and a before folder, this demos.zip. And so we always have to provide the before state of a demo, right? And then you have to provide the completed demo. That way, the viewers of the course can look at the before state and after state and make sure that they're getting there. Like, what they do matches. And if they get stuck, they can kind of go through the process, go through the course. And if their code doesn't match the after, then they did something wrong. So that's why we do that. So we have to create this kind of structure. And I'm in module 2 here. Let's see, where am I going to do this at? Huh, Donald, I might actually learn something. That's the idea, right? That's the idea. I need to determine where I'm going to be putting this stuff first. How about under my dev folder here? We'll do a new folder. I'll call it Pluralsight. And then, Juan, after is usually the same as the after from before. Yes, it usually is. You know, it's funny. I actually understand what you're trying to say. I've already learned that your dev folder is huge. Yes, it is. But the dev folder, at any time, I can select all and delete. The dev folder is my working folder. And so if I don't move something out of this folder, at any time it can be removed. So I make sure I always keep this clean. And actually, let me do this. Since this is my dev folder, do not delete. I'll keep that one around. Okay, so let's do, we need a before and an after. Cool. All right. Juan, whoops, the before. I really need to move my phone. So let's crack open Visual Studio. And I think we all agreed during the very beginning that this is going to be a .NET Core based course. So all of our samples will be .NET Core. So WPF, .NET Core. This is going to be What am I going to call this one? I kind of want, you know what? I kind of want to keep these very closely named to the original course. So let me go to my downloads. And here we go. Right there, materials. Okay, well that didn't work out too well, did it? Okay, never mind. How about create Prism app? Okay, boom. We'll do that. And I want this location module 2 before. Select. And oh. Yeah, I could do that. See, originally, let me go back to my folder. What I was thinking, I think I did this in the old course. I gotta find something with some actual real demos. Create register. Oh, wait a minute. I actually did this a little different too. I have your create, then the before and after. Yeah, so I have this structured a little differently. And if you notice what I did was it looks like I'm using the same project. I just kind of copied and pasted it. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should kind of... Maybe I should do that. So, like, make it... Prism demo. Right? And then they all are Prism demo. And I just copy and paste it around. That might be better. Where's my other folder? So module 2. So maybe I should do something like this. So new folder. Right? Create Prism app. Move that into there. And we have after and before. Right? That might be better. Yeah, let's do that. Create Prism app. Then we'll have another one for create shell. See that? And then we'll have before and after inside there. And that's how we'll structure our demos. And then all of them will be named Prism Demo. Right? Anthony, thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining. So we got to change this folder to dev, Pluralsight, module 2, create Prism app before. Okay, and so I'll create that. And this is going to be easy because this is going to be the 4. I don't have to make any changes to this at all. This is going to be the exact... Well, you know what? I am going to make some changes. Only because I hate the ignorable. I don't use the local namespace. And I hate those. So I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. And then I'm going to make this... I know... I mean, I guess that's a good size. That's fine. I can always make it bigger later. Okay, so that's our before. Nice. And this is a .NET Core. This is 3.1. Okay. Use WPF, so that's all good. Yep, KRJax. Demo done. That's our before. Boop. Done. So create... Oh, I'm in the wrong one. I gotta close it out so I don't get confused. So create shell before. Oh, that's shell. Sorry. Create Prism app before. Okay, I gotta move this around. I'm going to do this. I want to move this out of here, bring it to this level, and get rid of the solution folder. Oh, and another thing I have to do is I have to make sure I delete the object folder and the bin folder, because I'm going to be zipping these up, and I can't have any of that crap in there. Okay, so let's copy that, go into the after, paste, and now we got to create the after demo for the create your Prism app. Keeping in mind the steps I'm taking. So in this demo, all we're doing is we're updating our XAML, and we are deriving from Prism application. So, okay, adding NuGet package, updating our XAML, and our code behind. And we're leaving these throw not implemented in place, because each concept is going to build on the next. So we'll leave that in place. That means I need to add NuGet package. We're going to browse for Prism. I'm going to use dry IOC, I think is what we agreed on. You can use Unity, doesn't matter. But early in the stream series, we agreed we would use dry IOC. Dan says, pretty sure M factor would help you there. Because your app should not be implemented and crash on startup. Ha! Well, in this case, it will be. In this case, it will be. So let's do a build. This is an instructional course, Dan. You got to learn how to teach people properly. Okay. Okay, so now this is the after. So I'm always going to recommend that we add a new folder called views. A new folder called view models. Delete the main window. Open this bad boy up. We got to get rid of that startup URI. I don't care about local, actually. XMLNS, Prism, HTTP, prismslibrary.com, Prism, and then Prism Prism application. Dan, take all my fun away. Your definition of fun is much different than my definition of fun. And then we will derive from Prism application. And let's implement our, come on, control dot. Extract, no, I'm not, the hell? Let me do a build. KRJax, so are you going to show this work in the course? Is it better to build your after demos as you record? No, so I am going to show creating this demo. But I can't just, you just can't say, okay, I'm going to do the before, and then I'm going to record and do the after. No, I have to go through the after process to make sure I understand what I'm showing, what I'm going to demo, right? So these things take a lot of time because not only do you have to put a lot of thought into how you structure the slide deck and how you're presenting things, but you have to do the same thing for your demos. Like, okay, I have an idea of what this demo is going to look like, but I have to code it first. And once I have the final product, okay, now I know my target. Now I can, devise a way to record this to where I reach that final product, that end game, right? So right now what I'm doing is I'm creating that endpoint that I want to get to during this demo. And so during this demo, I think this is where we're going to end. So if we look at my slides, we talked about updating the XAML. I totally did that. We added the namespace. We removed the startup URI. We updated the Prism application, create shell, and register types. Now, even on the slide deck, I'm not sure I want to have both of these. I think I might just have these show up at the same time, actually. Let's hide that slide. I'm thinking I'd rather say, yeah, you're going to implement the abstract class, which has these two methods. I don't know. That will probably be a recording decision. That would be when I go to record, I'll make that decision. Naughty Man! Thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining. Okay. So and then we went to demo. So I think this demo aligns well with what we want to accomplish, right? Though I don't. I am actually going to delete this assembly info. I'm not sure why they put this in here. Yeah. My WPF apps will not have that assembly info file. So you know what I better do? Better go to the before. Because I want these to be the same. And I'm going to delete that assembly info file. Or actually I won't. Because if I'm thinking about, okay, you're going to create a new file, then I might just mention, if you don't need it, delete it. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that instead. Alrighty. And so this is where we end. Awesome. So I'm going to close this. And then I'm going to come into... delete the VS folder, bin, and OBJ. Delete that. Copy. Create shell before is actually the after. So that's easy. And then the after of create shell is what we're going to build now. All right, so let's just do a quick build. And then create shell. I don't really do much. I just talk about what a shell is. And then we go straight to demo. So let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to create a new window. And, you know, I don't really care what we call this, but for the course sake, maybe I should call it like the shell window. Right? So this will like signify or identify that this window is the shell. Normally I don't care what it's called. Sometimes I just keep it main window. But for the purpose of learning and this course, I think we should keep it shell window. So I'm gonna keep it shell window. Okay, and I hate all of this. Get rid of that crap. Okay, that will work for now. Let's add a text block in here. The text says, hello from Prism. Center. Something like that. Okay, then we go into our app.xaml.cs. And for create shell, we're going to return container.resolve shell window. And we will delete this. I know I don't need to put a to-do in there. We'll just delete it. This is the final. This is what we end up with. And so now I should be able to build. And we should be able to run this. Raising! Thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining. We are creating a Pluralsight course. And then our app will launch. And yay! Our shell is shown. Perfect. Perfect. Alrighty. So, donezo. Now that that's done, I'll delete that. Bin, obj, delete. And now these are clean. And do I have any more? Yes, I do have another demo. We'll do Prism template pack. There is no before here. So I'm just going to put an after folder. So let's go ahead and create a new Prism template pack folder. Or folder, a new Prism template pack project. Create a new project. Prism app. Oh wait, I need to be .NET Core though. Type Prism. Blank app. Right there, .NET Core 3. We'll put this Pluralsight, Module 2, Prism template pack, after. Prism template pack demo. Because this is the only time we're going to be using this, but I still need to show it. Dry IOC, yes, we'll stick with that. Missed a P in template. No, did I? Oh, I did. Oh, God. And renaming stuff sucks. Okay. Let's do that again. Because I'm not about to go and rename stuff in a freaking... You know what? I need to write an extension to rename a project. That's what I need to do. Prism blank app, .NET Core 3. After, okay. Prism template pack demo. Create project. I need to write a Visual Studio extension to where I can just right click and say rename, and it updates the project name, the folder on disk, all the namespaces, like all that junk. Because that's a very I'm so surprised that is not built into Visual Studio actually. Okay, so let's close this now that it's created. Actually, yeah, okay, we're going to close it first because I'm going to... Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Got confused there. Dan, why does that surprise you? There are a lot of things that she built in. Yeah, there are a lot of things that should be built in but aren't. We're going to move this up a level. All right, now just for... I have to double check that it actually works. Actually, oh, hold on. I had to do something. I actually have to do this in the template. I need to update to 3.1. Because this whole, everything needs to be 3.1 on here. I'd say release it to check it. Yep, release to us to check it. Yeah, I could do that. I could totally do that. But I need to update the Prism template pack to update that to 3.1. But as you can see, using the Prism template pack, it does all that work we just did for us, except it actually throws in a view model. And I'm curious if this should be renamed a shell window. I kept it main window in the template pack, but maybe I should rename that to shell window. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I rename that shell window in the template pack? It might make the concept easier to understand, right? So when you look at it, you know that's the shell. Maybe. Maybe. Dan, I still think Prism should update should require 3.1. Yeah, maybe it should. You're probably right, Dan, actually. Let's do that. Because 3.0 is like done. It's 3.1 now, so maybe we should just make it 3.1. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna run this just to make sure it works. And it does, and we have some data binding to the window title up here. The caption. Okay. Perfect. Demo done. Ship it. Ship it! Let me clean up the bin in OBJ. Okay, so we have all of our demos. Send to zip. Demos.zip. Now I can take the zip folder and Dropbox. Delete the no demos. delete for everyone, and copy that into there. Boom! Demos for that module are done. I like it when it's easy like that. Let me add a new folder here, because I have to do module 3 next. Okay, here we go. Module 3. Let's get to it. Knock out these slides. So KRJX, main window is familiar for existing devs. Shell window better for new devs. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I don't feel strongly about it. I can keep it named main window, or I can rename it to shell window. Maybe the shell window name would make it more implicit of when you look at it, you know that's the shell of a Prism application. I don't know. Or main window is what everyone knows as the main window in a WPF app. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. No one's complained so far, right? So maybe I'll just keep it the way it is. No one's asking for a change, so don't change if it ain't broke. Yeah, KR Jets makes it clear it's part of Prism. Alrighty, so now we got to work on module 3, what is module 3? Let's look at our proposal. Oh, by the way, I did hear back from Pluralsight on this proposal. I had to go in. They requested one little update to this section here, basically saying backwards compatibility. Like, what's that even mean? So I just had to add a little blurb here and send it back. So now I'm just waiting on final approval. But they did say that's the only change that they needed or requested at that time. So, yeah. Okay, so course introduction. What do we have? We have regions. Okay. So we are talking about regions in module 3. So let's start creating some slides, shall we? Understanding. Golly, I cannot type. Understanding regions. Alrighty. Also, what I want to do is I need to find, I did some training, Prism training, day 1 here. Because I did a lot of work on regions already. What are regions? regionManager. Defining regions. Region adapter. Yeah, so I already did a lot of work in this area, so I'm going to basically copy and paste most of this stuff. Will I have enough room if I put it side by side like this? Looks like it. Looks like I can make this work. Okay, so what's my agenda? What are regions is one item. Actually, let me look at my document. Understanding the region manager. Region adapters. Whoops. Let's see. Region adapters. Defining regions. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll put it down, but I think this is going to change. I think that's going to change. Custom regions. Anything else? Nope. Okay, so that's kind of how it's broken down there. I have a feeling we're going to change this up. But let's go ahead and start creating some slides, because the content... Let's see, I need... They don't have something like that. They only have... They have like a title only. What are regions? It's okay, I'm just going to copy all this, kind of paste it. And then I'll figure out formatting in a minute, but I want the content there. Okay, so next, regionManager. Change this slide, this layout type to something else. How about this? This is fine. regionManager. See, the colors in the image change somehow. Yes, they took on the colors of this theme as opposed to this theme. So the two themes are different. But yes, they did change. Don't you love that? Copy and paste. But so what you can do though, let me show you, is when you do copy and paste like that. Let me do a throwaway. You see this little menu? Hold on, let me duck. I could keep source formatting, and it will keep the colors. You see that? Or I can use the destination theme. Oh, my mic's in the way. Okay. There, that's a little better. But this little menu you get, you can keep source formatting. You can keep, you can merge or use the destination theme, right? Or paste it as a picture. Yes, at KRJax, it's not just a JPEG. It's PowerPoint objects. Though you can paste it as a JPEG if you want. You can totally do that. Alrighty. Back to this. So where am I? I did what are regions? Then we talk about the regionManager here. We'll get the content in, and then we'll modify it, because I am copying and pasting, and I understand that not everything is going to work this way. But if we have the content, that's a great start. All right, this looks like a code. Defining region. It looks like dark full page with title. Yeah, that's what I want. Defining regions. Stop giving me design ideas. Oop. Okay, that's not gonna work. Oh, okay. So I wonder what I did there. Interesting, interesting. Dang it, Clippy. Yeah. Just the car. Hey, what exactly are you doing? So I am in the process of updating a Pluralsight course called Introduction to Prism. And so because that course is 10 years old or older, I have to basically redo the entire course. So we are going through all the steps required to create a Pluralsight course. And we're at the creating the slides and demos phase. So we're creating the slides now for the third module that we're going to be working with. Okay, I'll have to fix that. And come in here and paste that in. I don't know what the heck okay. You know what? Let's undo that. I will come back to this. I will come back to that. And then we have a demo slide. Demo. Okay, then we have region adapter. And what's great is I've already created a lot of these updated slides, so all I have to do is kind of copy and paste and then manipulate. Let's do title only. I'm going to copy all that. Bam! Region adapter. So, actually, I'll go ahead and talk about this region adapter really quick. Actually, how much... You know what? Let me finish these slides. I'll go back. We'll walk through the slides, and I'll give everyone an explanation of what this stuff is, actually. Okay, so we need a different layout here. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's put a picture on the right-hand side, maybe. Or not. We can leave it like this, I guess. And this is a supported region. Stop. Supported region adapters. Okay. What do we have next? Ooh, create a custom region adapter. That's a fun one. Okay, so this is going to... You know what? I'll keep that slide. Gotta show you how to create a custom region adapter. Yeah, definitely got to reformat that. Woo! Look at all that. And then, ooh, some code. What's this look like? Does this like animate or anything? Oh, it does. Okay. New slide. This is a code slide. Dark full page with title. Dark full page with title. This one. What did I pick in this one up here? Huh. Nut Punch! A rad Outlook bar region adapter, for example. Well, I have a Infragistics Outlook bar region adapter already created. I don't use Telerik WPF controls because they suck. So they're easy to write, though. Region adapters are really easy to write. Custom region adapter. So I'm just going to copy this, and I will figure out how I'm going to animate it later. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot of text. Might have to do some tricks to get this to fit. I'll come back to that. Format later. Get the content over. That's all I'm worried about. And register with Bootstrapper. Oh, nope. Not Bootstrapper. We don't do Bootstrapper anymore. Register with Prism application. Okay, that one's not bad. That one fits just fine. Dan, my biggest issue with Telerik is how painful it is to be able to use their stuff because they just can't provide a damn NuGet feed. Telerik has other problems going for itself in the WPF space. They probably have the worst performing WPF controls I've ever seen. Okay, and now we stop at the view. Okay, so we have our tentative slides for Module 3. We just have to go through here and make sure we have the flow right. It's got to flow right. And I'm also going to compare that with what I did in my existing course. So let's take a quick look at the regions here. And so, what am I talking about here? Let's watch a little, shall we? Here, let me pause this background music. What?
Hello. This
Hello.
is Lagunas.
Hello. Oh my god, that audio is horrible. Hello.
How to get started using Microsoft.
God. I can't believe I was like that. No, not what is Prism.
In its simplest form, Prism
Okay. Regions. What are regions?
will be presented in your UI or in your sheet. You can use
Yep.
to define into. In this example,
Ooh.
we're going to have a toolbar region to an injective view. We're going to inject into the region. So given a module, you can assume that with these two regions defined.
Ah, okay. This might be a good visual representation of what a region is. Let me open up my slides. Because what I'm talking about here is just what are regions area. But I don't talk about how anything's, well, I do actually. And so you define a region like that. Was that when your beard had color? Yeah, it was actually. 10 years ago. I think I had color in my beard back then. Color other than white. So, I kind of like... Where is that stupid thing? I kind of like this graphic. I don't like that I introduced the concept of a module already, so I'd have to change that. But I could have just a view, some views out here that get kind of injected. They don't have to belong to a module. It's conceptual, right? So I can do something like this, except don't include the module concept because we haven't got there yet. So maybe I should do that.
Our region, content region, and a content view defined in another view. No knowledge of views.
Yep.
Where that region is defined. This allows the appearance and layout to change without affecting any of the modules or views that you've already created.
That's not bad.
As you can see,
Dan, for what it's worth, I think saying toolbar region, menu region, content region makes a lot more sense than region 1, region 2, region 3. The naming provides context. You know what? That's a great point. Oh wait, I had that. Header region, menu region, content region. Ah, I did that. What did I do over here? Oh, but I didn't do that here. Oh, interesting. I wonder why I did that. Header region. Menu region. Content region. There, that's better. I wonder why oh well, doesn't matter. The slides I got this from were used for private in-house on-site training. So I probably was just trying to knock it out as quickly as possible because I had a date to hit. Okay, so let's go back to this. I kind of like this explanation.
we have shifted our toolbar region over to the left-hand side, and our content region's been placed and injected into the toolbar.
Yeah, I'm talking about,
and our
you know, moving your regions around without having to change any logic or code.
So we were able
We're just
to
repositioning things.
design our shell by create it in code or in a Flash property, and keep in mind that a region implements the iRegion start gaining.
Okay, implements iRegion. That's not a thing. We don't have to worry. That's too detailed for this course. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all.
Automatic access to your regions.
Okay, so I actually like that. I like that part. So what are these? Oh, these are my, oh, hold on, I'll close that. Sure, save, because I probably changed something. Let's go back. Let me open up PowerPoint again. Because I think I can take that. Let me keep looking. Yeah, see here we're talking about view composition. I'll have to change the, oh, this is talking about views, view composition, view discovery, view injection. See, I could take this concept here. Like this nice, pretty picture. Okay, okay. How am I going to do this? Let me duplicate this slide. Not new slide. I want to duplicate that slide. Because we could talk about regions are a placeholder for no dynamic content, no knowledge of views, create encoder XAML, right? And this is how they kind of work. How am I going to do this? I think I should have... You know what? Let's... I kind of like this idea. Rashid, hey, how's it going? Is this a tutorial? Not necessarily a tutorial. What we are doing is we're creating a Pluralsight course for Prism for WPF. So right now I am creating the slides that I'm going to present in this course. I got to make sure that I'm teaching the concepts properly and structuring them to where everyone can understand them. So right now I'm in the phase of creating slides. Earlier in the stream, we created some sample projects for the first module of creating a Prism application. Now we're talking about regions. I have to explain what regions are, and I want to visualize what a region is to the best of my ability. So let's do this. Kid 19, what are you streaming? Well, you might have just missed my explanation just then, but it's all about creating a Pluralsight course. So we're creating a Pluralsight course, and these are all the steps that it takes to create one. Isn't it fun? So maybe I could do something like this. Maybe something like that. Yeah, so when you create a Pluralsight course, there's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of things that people don't understand, and actually how long this stuff takes to do. You have to create the slides. You got to structure your content properly. We had to create an entire proposal. Like on one of the streams, we created this proposal that we had to send to Pluralsight for approval. Like, how many pages is 12 pages of a course proposal, so we can write a course, and they can say, yes, we'll let you update this course, or no. So we had to create the proposal, we create slides and samples and structure content and all this crazy stuff. So now I'm trying to think the best way to represent what regions are. And so if I'm going back, I mean, I really liked what I did here conceptually.
We have,
because I talked about how you can move the regions around, although I'm not sure if that's super important. Kid 19, why are you doing a PowerPoint? Well, as you can see, so what you are looking at right now is the old Pluralsight course I did 10 years ago. And so what happens is you have a PowerPoint presentation that you use to teach the core concepts, and then you hop into a demo. So I'll play this video.
Shifted our toolbar region over to the left-hand side, and
right.
Our content region.
So this is talking about the conceptual aspects of Prism and how it works and what regions are. But then another section is you actually get into a demo. So you have the slides first, and then as soon as this video plays, there's a demo of me walking through creating it.
Dive into code and see how
right.
easy it is to create a region.
So very instructional. But right now I'm updating this very old course. As you can see, this is freaking old. So we're updating this now. Rashid, I think bringing that arrow to the front would make it look better. Well, let's... Not that one. Well, let's find out. No, I don't know. I think I kind of like it from the back, actually. I think I preferred it in the back. Yeah, so... yo, yo, yo! You remind me of the old Bud Light commercial. What up? Remember that one? What up? That's old. That's an old commercial. I think you have to be 40 to even know what that commercial is. So what if we did something like this? Da, da, da. Oh, wait a minute. I think these names were animated. Okay, I gotta get rid of some of these animations. How's this gonna flow? I'm not sure. Make it a bit shorter. This? Make that a bit shorter? Whoops. Not that way. So, okay, what is a region? I'm going to be talking about, it's a placeholder for content, dynamic content, no knowledge of views, create encoder XAML. I gotta bring that down some. At what point do I want to show? Okay. I think Kid 19 might have been drinking a little too much of that Budweiser from that commercial I was just talking about. Let's see. How the heck should I do this? I kind of liked how I did it. You know what? I gotta start using my shortcut key. Kind of like how I did it here.
Region is simply
Placeholder for dynamic content. Oh, come on. Pluralsight. Play. Oh, the arrow. Make the arrow, the arrowhead shorter. Oh, gotcha. It's Budweiser. There's next to no alcohol in that crap. At least go for a good beer. All right, so that's not working anymore. I'm going to turn my music back on because I need some background noise. So maybe... Okay, maybe I should do this. Right, so... I gotta duplicate this. Duplicate slide. Okay, so as I'm talking about this, what are regions? I'm not gonna have that part there. But what I can do... Hey, where's my text? Okay, so what I can do is, okay, it's a place for dynamic content. Crap. There we go. There we go. And then I'll send that to back. Oh, come on, send it back. Okay, why is it that going to the back? This is annoying. Send it back. There. There. Okay. Can I make that shorter? I can make that thicker. Can I make... Oh, I think I can. Oh, let's call it good. Rashid, I'm facing a problem in C++. Yeah, there's a lot of problems you'll face in C++. Kid 19 says he's 44 and has 2 gray cats. What the heck? I didn't want that shell to actually be visible. It's fine. Header region, menu region, content region. Okay. Where's my animations? animation pane for... We're going to start that on a click as well. Header region, menu, content region. We have a view, and in these views, we can inject these views dynamically at runtime anywhere in a region. Blah, 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 blah. Then, okay. Not bad. I think that kind of works, right? Let's see, what are regions? So animation, I should probably get rid of these animations on this slide. On this one. Okay. Rashid posting some C++ code. Sorry, brother. This is not going to be the stream for you, my friend. I haven't touched C++ in... I don't know. 12 years or so? 13 years? Okay. So I think we could start with this. So for... Come back to the agenda. What are regions? But I need to animate this in. That will work. I'm going to animate this in as well. Let's see here. All right, so everyone, I had to ban Kid19. Hope everyone understands. I hope everyone understands that one. He was getting a little out of control there, not adding any value, so that's the first time I had to ban somebody. Block! I was waiting for the hammer. Little hamster. Yeah. Okay, so when the slides popped up, so what are regions? Placeholder for the dynamic content. Imagine we have this shell. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is, I don't think that's going to work well. Maybe... Are we allowed to send links in chat? Yes, yes, we can send links in chat. I don't think that's going to flow very well. I don't think that makes sense. So what are regions? I think it needs to start with something like this. Right. Placeholder for dynamic content. Right. Then duplicate that. And we add the additional this stuff here. I'll just copy and paste this. I think we can do this a little differently here. And actually, regionManager.set region name. That is the code way. This is the attached property way. Something like that. So I could probably actually get rid of that. So I think this might be better. You know, because you start out talking about, okay, what are regions? Well, regions are a placeholder for dynamic content, right? So imagine you have a shell. And in the shell, we're going to define what are called regions. And so we'll have a region for a header, region for a menu, and a region, you know, for our content. And in this application, we have views. And these views can exist anywhere. What regions allow you to do is take these views and inject them into a specific region at runtime. This means that the region has no knowledge of... Oh, yeah, I like that much better. Much better. And then you have dialogues, which gives you another shell, which can have its own regions. Okay, Dan, don't get crazy. This is an introduction course. While that's technically, yes, that's true. We don't want to talk about that. Okay, now I have a problem because I have text here that has an animation on it that I don't want to animate. Okay. We don't want to do that. Little Hamstern! Brian, can you do my PowerPoint for class tomorrow too? Dude, I suck at PowerPoint, man. I hate PowerPoint. Ugh, can't stand it. You should go mind blown with that tidbit at the end of the course. I have an advanced course called Showing Multiple Shells. So if someone wants to see... Here. If someone wants to really know how to do some advanced crap in Prism, you can show multiple shells right there. I already have a solution for it. Okay, so I won't spend time trying to figure out how to get this animation to stop. All I know is this is kind of the flow. I think flow's better. So, something like that. One, two, three. Okay. But I want all the text to line up. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's lined up. Okay, so next. Little Hamstern. PowerPoints are fun when you're doing something interesting. They can be. But it's hard to, like... You know, it's hard to demonstrate, like, conceptually, how things work in a PowerPoint. It's kind of difficult. Though, I'm getting better at it, though. I think this is kind of cool. Okay, so we talk about the region manager. Okay, so I need... Ooh. Let's bring this down. Well, I could just make it bigger. Dan, yeah, but doesn't that have to be updated too now? No, it doesn't actually. That course was recorded with a newer version of Prism, so it's all legit. Okay, so I will figure out the animation stuff here, but I think this first part flows well. Then we'll talk about, you know, what a region manager is. And then I can explain how it works here. So okay, I'm having some... Where's the other slide deck? Because I'm pretty sure... Where... Here. Okay, yep. Okay, just making sure I know what's going on. Sure, but you recorded it well before iDialog service, didn't you? Yes, but that doesn't matter. Because the approach is the same. It doesn't matter if you're using iDialog service or not. And actually, I would suggest if you're using nested regions like that, that maybe you don't use the dialog service and you still have to use a custom, like shell-based region navigation type custom service. Okay, so what is the region manager? Well, let's go through this. You know, it maintains a collection of regions. Provides a region name attached property. Yep, that's where it's found. Provides a region context attached property. You know what? I don't even know if I'm going to talk about region context. in this course, and maps a region adapter to controls. So essentially, this region manager is a class. Okay, it's and it's kind of sitting in memory, and it maintains a collection of all the regions that you've defined in your application. So for my header region, it's going to have a header region entry into the region manager collection, menu region and content region. Right. So that's all that there is to it. If you can imagine, when you define a region, it's going to assign or create that reference in the region manager class, and that region manager is going to track everything to do about that region. This is specifically helpful when we start getting into navigation, right? The Empire strikes. Whoop! Let's have a great day, everybody. Agreed. So let's go back to what I talked about. Let me close this one. Region manager. What did I say here?
As you have, it does this. The region
Yep.
manager create regions.
Yep.
Also maps region adapters to control.
Yep.
To expose a UI control as a region
Yep.
type of the region adapters that Prism provides. The items.
Oh, and then I talk about the region adapters.
Silverlight version of the Prism Silverlight. Does none of these region adapters meet your needs? You can
Oh, look how old this is. Silverlight. Oh my gosh, I remember those days. Okay, I have to think. You know what? I am not going to put region context. I'm not going to talk about region context. I actually don't ever use it. And it's probably not so much an introductory thing. It's probably more of an advanced topic. Maps a region adapter to controls, or regions, I should say. Dan, you remember Silverlight? I would have thought you would have intentionally blocked that from memory. Hey, I loved Silverlight. I loved it, man. It was awesome. I could share entire view code, like the actual legit instance of the code on disk between WPF and Silverlight, and target multiple platforms, hit the web, run out a browser on Mac. Like, I could do it all. Our enterprise loved Silverlight. I wish it didn't go away. You know, I'm thinking maybe these should animate. Hold on. I don't want group 8. No. I want these individual. No, stop grouping that. Why is it doing that? Ungroup. There we go. I didn't realize those were grouped. There. Okay. So header region. So I want that with that one. Menu region should go with the menu region here. So I think what I want to happen is when we talk about the region manager, when you create a region or define a region in your view, in your shell, that region is then entered or kept track of in the region manager, right? Lumberjacker! That's it, Lumberjacker. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I think this is better. And then, you know, for a menu region, when we define that menu region is then tracked in the region manager, and same thing for the content region. So now the region manager has 3 instances of our regions that it can use to now keep track of. Perfect. And then let's talk. Ooh. Let's change that color. Right. Why do you like Vue more than React? Do you make more money using Vue? I don't make any money using Vue. What are you talking about? I like Vue more than React because Vue is easier. Way easier. Vue is just a... I don't know, man. I mean, excuse me. React is just like crazy to me. I don't know why it's so freaking popular, honestly. And actually, If you are interested in why React is so popular, Dan, he's in chat right now. Dan, will you provide a link to your stream and what time you're going to be talking about React today? Because I know you're talking about that later today. I think it's 2 p.m. Pacific, which would be, what, 5 p.m. Eastern? Something like that. Yeah, 2 p.m. Pacific. That's right. So it's 3 p.m. my time. Okay, so defining a region is very simple. In this case, we're going to have a... You know what? I need to duplicate this. Duplicate slide. React is so popular because it has more amount of jobs. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I tried React, and it sucks from a developer's perspective. And even if you're in a big enterprise, I would never recommend to use React, because what happens is everyone winds up doing their own thing. There's no consistency in it. Like, I can't hop into one React app and figure it out and navigate the structure and know how things work right away. They're all different. It's just a wild, wild west of just crap just splattered everywhere in your code. It's ridiculous. As opposed to a more structured framework like Angular, even Vue, like it's more predictable, you know? Mark Zuckerberg wants to know your location. Actually, I just got off Facebook, so Mark Zuckerberg can kiss my butt. Done with Facebook. I'm off of it. Oh, wait, I gotta remove this. There we go. So actually, let me duplicate this slide. Because what color did I use? What color did I use that? Dan, yeah, that could be true with WPF or when Xamarin Forms or the other Microsoft desktop target that shall not be named yet. Twitch is made in React. I don't care. I don't care what's made in React. From a developer's perspective, from my perspective, React sucks. Let's see. I am looking for... I think the only reason React became popular is because Facebook wrote it. That's what I think. Those aren't the slides I'm looking for. KRJax, come for the Prism, stay for the hot takes. I want to get my color. I want to make sure I'm colorizing things the same. Ah, so green, and that's all. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, see, that's a different color. I don't want... I want this to be the same. Yeah, just like that. Juan explains why it took me 2 months to get notifications for your stream, React. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, we'll do this. And then this color, I think it's orange. Whoops, not highlight. I don't want to highlight color. And then I'll make that green. Maybe text or values should be green. Classes are blue. Namespaces are orange. I think that's a good, like, convention to use throughout this course. Whoa, I don't want to link there. All right, so defining a region. Defining regions. Wait, region adapters come after defining a region. I need to fix this. Okay. So what's a region manager? This is how it works. What are regions? Talk about the region manager. The region manager works like this. And then defining regions. In this case, we're going to use a content control as the region. We add our namespace to Prism, and then we define the Prism region manager dot region name equals content region. Boom, we have defined a region in Prism. And then demo. Defining a region. Now, I'm still not 100% satisfied with this up here. I actually think I should do something like this. So, first... Oh, whoops. Wrong way. Juan, money is important. Lumjacker, I don't really care about frameworks. I care about which one can make me more money. Well, in that case, know all the frameworks. A framework is just that. It's a framework. It's a set of guidelines to help you implement certain functionality. Some frameworks are more opinionated than others, but I find that the more opinionated, the more structure it's going to have. Like, one thing I really like about Angular is because it is so opinionated, it's structured, but I can go into any enterprise that uses Angular and I can navigate their application. I know how it's put together. I know where they're injecting services. You know, I know how it's navigating. I know where to find the routes for navigation. Like, I know where everything is just by knowing the Angular framework. But something like React, psh, forget about it. That thing's crazy, nuts. The most basic, simple stuff is just super overly complicated. Yeah, so money can only be made using frameworks if we're making use of it to solve any problem. Know how to build a ladder at all the same. Consistency is key when you are in an enterprise writing applications. I used to be the software architect for a construction infrastructure company which was responsible for 60,000 employees. So I learned early on how important creating your apps consistently and keeping a convention and how you do things is important when it comes not only to creating new apps, but maintaining old apps and bringing new developers on board to support those apps. Because now they can go, you know, back and forth and support different applications without ever have to be involved in writing them, because they learn the framework, they learn the conventions, they learn the structure, and that's all they have to know. That it all works the same. It's just different logic. Okay, so I think I'm going to like this a little better. First, we'll talk about the region manager. Okay, it maintains a collection of regions. So when you define a region, let's do this. Maintains a collection of regions. So imagine you have a region manager in your shell. When you create a header region, it adds that region instance to the region manager. Same thing for menu region, content region, and now that region manager is responsible for coordinating and using all these regions, managing all those regions. But I have to get rid of those animations. I got to figure out how to do that. Then the next step is defining a region. Dan. Making money is a very important part too. Why I don't focus on tech stacks that are flooded. Just focusing on the right tech stack can make drastic changes to your salary. Long-winded way of saying why I stay away from web. You know, Dan, you have an excellent point. The web market is oversaturated with developers. And the problem is the company hiring for a web developer isn't going to pay a lot. And the reason is because web devs are a dime a dozen. My 13-year-old writes websites. She's 13, and she probably develops better than most web developers out there. I'm not saying that because I've taught her, but still. My 13-year-old's been presenting at Boise Code Camp since she was 6 years old. So she's experienced. Like, presenting in front of hundreds of people since she was 6. But yeah, they're a dime a dozen. However, if you come to me and you say, Brian, I need help architecting this financial application in Prism, you better be prepared to pay a crap ton of money, because that knowledge is very specialized and it's taken years and years and years to, to accumulate. And there aren't many people in the world that have the knowledge I do. So I have found a niche that makes me valuable, right? So Dan's thinking is, yeah, find the right tech for you, and where you can succeed. But man, web, I would never be a web developer personally. That is a saturated dev market. Holy crap. I bet C++ probably pays a lot. If you're doing C++, those aren't devs you find every day, right? Okay, I gotta figure out how to remove those freaking animations. Okay, I'm gonna move this up as well. Provides a region name. Got it. Dan, I could go in 5R and get a website for $35. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. So I use WordPress for my website. Yeah, and I think my theme. Hold on, I'll bring it up right quick. My theme was like $30. BrianLagunas.com. Right. Oop. Yeah, become a sponsor. Sponsor me on GitHub, please. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool little theme. Oh, I even have my live stream on here. Hello, Inception. It's Inception. All my videos, my articles, my blogs. All this crap. WordPress is free. And then you have your theme, which is like, I think I paid like $30 for mine. Okay. Back to the slides, because I'm running out of time. I gotta focus. Focus, Brian. Focus. Okay, close this one. Where do I host it? I actually host on something called WP Engine. They are amazing. They're expensive, but they are amazing. I've never had a hacking problem or any type of down problems. They do automatic backups and different environments, and like, it's crazy the stuff you get with these guys. Okay, so then we talk about defining regions, add your namespace, and provide the region name. Okay, and then demo. I think that's good. I'm still not super satisfied up here. I'll probably work on this some more on my own time. But then we want to talk about region adapters. What do I call this in my... okay. This should be understanding region adapters. Something like that. Just remember to update. It updates automatically. WP Engine does the updates for me. And before they do an update, they back it up. And if something goes wrong, they just revert. And plus, WP Engine doesn't push an update until their system has verified that the update's good. So it's a legit WordPress hosting company. Okay, so then we start talking about region adapters. Oh my gosh. Understanding region adapters. All right. So essentially, oh, I got to fix that. That doesn't look right. What happens is, so we have this region, right? So in the shell or wherever, in your view, you defined a region. Now, that region is then registered with the region manager. Well, that region manager has to know about what's called a region adapter. Excuse me. Now, that region adapter takes the incoming view and adapts it to the target region. And what that means is it says, hey, this view coming in, I'm going to add it to a grid. Well, the grid can only add items to its visual tree by using the .children property. right? So I have to say grid.children.add that view, and that adapter handles all that code to make it possible to actually add your view to the target control that's acting as a region. So that's kind of how that works. And so, yeah, content control region adapter, items control selector, and then all other controls will require a custom region adapter. That is true. Okay, so this is accurate. Then we talk about creating a custom region adapter. So at this point, we're saying, you know, if your control is not any of these, then actually, let me duplicate this slide, and I'm going to hide it because I'm going to free up some space here. There, that's better. Right, so creating a custom region adapter takes a few steps. First, we have to derive from region adapter base. Then you know what? I'm curious. I'm curious if I should even list this out like this. What if I just took, I don't know. I mean, I could list out the steps like this. Or I can do like one of these. Like, okay, first derive. Then this is how you derive. Then what's going to happen is you're going to overwrite create region. And then you see this, create region. Right? Then you adapt it. Then you see it being adapted. Boop, boop. Right in here. And then you register with your adapter bootstrapper. Oh. Haha. Something like that. So why is this? I gotta shrink that down. Can't make it too small. But why is it so freaking? Something like this. Maybe one more bigger. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good right there. I'll need to change some colors. Now, what a crap. See, I want those. It's too much code. That's a little better. But maybe I should just do the steps. So, for example, here I'm going to duplicate this one. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. What the heck happened here? So for example, first create a class, in this case for stack panel, and derive from region adapter base of T, which is stack panel. Then the next one, so what's my steps? Get what I'm going with this? Like, right? Step 2. What's step 2? Override create region method. And actually, This is important. This has to be added. That has to be added. You have to have this CTOR on there, and the CTOR is not added by default. Right, so then, I'm just trying to get an idea where I'm going. Override, create region, which is right there. So, if you're supporting active aware, then you would do single active region. If not, you would just do a region. Right? Because, yeah. Only one view can be active, multiple views can be active, or views can't be active or inactive. But I guess my thought process is, as I go through these slides, like these wouldn't, here, I might have to do this. I might have to do that. But so, derive from region adapter base. So you create a class, you're going to derive from region adapter base of T. And the T is going to be the target control that you're using as a region. Once you do that, you're going to want to add a constructor that takes in the iRegionBehavior behavior factory and passes it to the base. Now, if you don't do this, you're going to get a build error. And the region adapter base does not make this, like, you know, when you say it's an abstract class, but if you right click and say implement abstract class, this is not implemented for you. So in the next step, oh, no, okay. Next step is to do this. Override create region method. So I'll add that create, what the, fix all this mess. Right, then the next step what's the theme color? Orange. There we go. Next step is override the adapt method, right? And I'm going to and actually, let's do this. Just so I can make that fit. And then here, and then you implement the code. Then register. Actually, I'm going to hide this. Now, this will change for sure. This code snippet has changed. Because this is not how you do it anymore. If I remember correctly, it's more like that's going to be void. I'll have to bring the font down just a tad. There we go. It's going to be more like this. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be something closer to the... I think that's what it is. Oh, mappings. I'll say mappings. And that's... And then register with Prism application. And then, after that, it's demo time. And I think that concludes... Yes, that concludes this slide deck. Now, I got some tweaking to do, for sure. Definitely have some tweaking to do. I got to figure out how to stop these animations, for one. Yeah, what are regions? And actually, hold on. I actually think we should move understanding the region manager. No, I can't. Crap. Because you have to understand, you have to know about the region manager in order to create a region. So, can't do that. Never mind. Can't do that. That has to stay where it's at. And I have to find pretty little icons to go in all this mess. So, okay. What are regions? Understand the region manager. Defining regions. Understanding a region adapters. Create a custom region adapter. And that's a one word. Gotta make sure I'm being consistent. Yes. Yep, okay. Oh, wait, I could do a... What's the syntax for this? That's it, right? That will really shorten my code snippet. Hey, Dan, isn't that right? Isn't this right? That's the new C# feature. Whoops. Looks right to me. And that will keep my code nice and tight with each other. Okay, that's better. Maybe even do that. Because if I did that, maybe I could bump this. That might get too crowded. That's probably too crowded. But this is okay. I would avoid curly braces on any one-liner that I might have. Yeah. And then implement code. I'll make that green. Okay. And I'll have to double check this. Create a custom region adapter. And these are hidden. That's... I don't need this anymore, I don't think. Nope. You had an extra curly brace on the one you turned into a single... Okay, let's look. Not there. Oh, right there. Thank you. Good catch. Good catch, Soft. Okay, we'll make that bigger. Now, I can't really make this big. Yeah, I can. Screw it. I'm just going to shrink that down like this. Okay, so the steps are derived from region adapter base. This involves creating a class. You know, do I even have to have these steps in a slide format? Should I? I probably should, because I have to talk about single active region, all active region, and then just a normal region. Dan, like the implemented code part is fine, but someone will probably have more than one line. But I was implementing it, and it was a one-liner. And my implementation would use the lambda. Yeah. Okay. I think this format is okay. Like, okay, first step, derive from region adapter base of T. This means we're going to create a class. In this case, we're going to create a class for a stack panel, or a region adapter for stack panel. It means we're going to derive from region adapter base of stack panel, T being the target control that is going to act as the region. Make sure we add our whatchamacallit, our constructor. All right, I have to make sure I note that. The next step would be to override the create region method. This takes 3 different types. This returns 3 different types of regions. This is a single active region, which means only one view in your region can be active at a time. And then all active region, which means all the views can be active in the region at the same time, which I hardly ever see that. And then a normal region, which means there's no support for activation. Okay, then we have override create. Yep, right here, we're just going to return a region. No activation in this one. Create a custom region adapter. Okay, override the adapt method. This is where we add the view to the region to host control. Region target. Region, okay. And this is where we implement the code, which essentially is going to be it's essentially going to be that. Though we have to do some work to actually get the view, but this is essentially what's going to happen in your code. This is what has to occur. And then in the actual demo, I will show you how to get the view that you're going to be adding. But maybe I shouldn't put that. Maybe I should just keep implement code. Because in the demo, you'll see how this works. Then the next step would be to register your adapter in the Prism application. You do this by overriding the configure region adapter mappings method. That's done. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I think I want to put that first. I'm going to say the. And that's my agenda, which shall be my summary. Okay. Supported region adapters. And I'll still have to go back and find like pretty little pictures there. So supported region adapters, content control, items control, and selector region adapter. That's going to involve combo boxes, list boxes, the ribbon, and the tab control. I'm pretty sure the ribbon... I need to look at its base class. Namespace. Yes, selector. Okay, so the ribbon is a selector, so that is indeed supported. Okay, out of the box. All other controls will require a custom region adapter. Now creating a custom region adapter. Fix this. And this we're going to create a custom region adapter. I think that verbiage sounds better. Creating a custom region adapter. First, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. This is an action, so this will say create a custom region adapter. Create a stack panel region adapter. Let's be specific here. Let's be specific. Okay, do it. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have time to start creating the projects now. Start creating the samples. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's talk about... I kind of liked that. I'm going to remove those because I'm going to be here. Because I was just thinking, okay, so I'm talking about what are regions, right? Placeholder for dynamic content. So assuming we have this shell, we define some regions, and we have a view, or these views somewhere in our application, we can inject them at runtime into a specific region. What's also great is we can also move these regions around without impacting or having to change any logic in our application. We can completely change the UI and where these regions are placed, and the app will still function. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to put that little change, that little movement in there. Talk about what regions are. Oh yeah, I needed to get rid of the animations. I don't know how to do that. I'll have to do that on my own time. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a... You think this flows well? I mean, one part I'm not completely sure about is this understanding the region manager. I'm not 100% sure about this one. I mean, but it's in my old course. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. I mean, it's here.
Always create your own custom region adapter, which attach property. It's similar to the idea of a data context in XAML. The region context between a...
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about region context.
...child view that are hosted within a region. And the region context can be set through code. If none of these region adapters meet your need, control a region adapter. And the the region adapter adapts a specific type of...
Oh, here's something I did.
Prism provides you with 4 region adapters out of the box. So let's take a quick look at those.
So I talked about region adapters right where I mentioned here. Interesting. I'm not sure if I should take that same approach or keep what I have. Because we talk about region adapters here. And then I talk about the supported region adapter. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it the way it is, because you know what's the region manager? Maintains a collection. This is kind of how it works conceptually, right? We have this region manager class. As you define a region, that region is then registered into the region manager, and that region manager tracks all of those regions in your application. And then it provides the region name attached property, which is used to actually define your regions. Maybe that should go Maybe I should stay after. I don't know. Maybe I should keep it the way it is. Where does a region manager live? Is it tied to your shell? No, the region manager lives in your application. I wouldn't say it's not tied to a shell. It's a singleton class that is loaded into memory. And so this allows you to register regions from any view will be in the same region manager. So it doesn't matter if it's in the shell or if it's in another view, because you can have regions defined on views that are loaded into other regions. You can really start nesting these things. And all the region manager does is it keeps track of those names. So these names must be unique. That is something very important I should mention. Where should I mention that? The names must be unique. You cannot have the same region name twice, or you'll get an exception. Correct, Dan. You can't call everything foo and bar. So, oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, KR Jax. Where am I going to specify that it must be unique? Was my plan all along. Should I put it here? What are regions? Maybe make a note that a region name must be unique. I mean, I really want to spell it out. I mean, I could add a slide, like an important slide, like, I don't know. Is there like, yeah, important statement. Right here, important statement. There. Region names must be unique. And I don't know if I should capitalize that or not. Maybe it's just a sentence. It's not really a title. And I really want to drive this point home. There we go. Dan, if you don't, you're responsible for dealing with all the GitHub issues that get open that's broken because they tried to add the region Fred 12 times. Yeah, no kidding. And Copper Beardy. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining. So yeah, region names must be unique. However, I will say, if you want to know how to get around that, watch actually either one of these, mastering the tab control or showing multiple shells. Actually, let's look at this. No, let's go back to showing multiple shells. Because here we talk about, avoiding exceptions. Right here. Huh. Do you get paid when you watch your own course? I don't think so.
Well, now that we've seen the problem.
Oh, the problem. What's the problem?
The first, like, whoa, right? We will show, okay?
I didn't do a good job of explaining this one.
Now, remember, we don't want that. We can't just do it by using the region manager .region name attached property. Now, when we do that, what happens is we get an entry into the region manager.
Yep.
For that region name, in our case, content region.
Yeah, I don't think I get paid if I watch my own course.
Everything works as expected. But what happens is when we now throw another instance of that same view, we now have created another region with the exact same name. Now remember back to the introduction course. That region name has to be unique within the region manager. So when you throw in an identical region name, that's not allowed, right? So what's going to happen? Of course, we're going to get an exception.
Okay, so I don't want to talk about that in this course, because if I talk about, I think I should just keep it very simple to this. Region names must be unique. Oh my gosh. I should probably mention scoped regions. But that is an advanced topic. Scoped regions is a very, like in that course we were just looking at, I show you how to use scoped regions. But in this case, the region name must be unique. You will get an exception unless you use scoped regions. So I'll mention scoped regions, but I am not going to show any slides about scoped regions or anything like that. Yeah, KR Jax, I agree. I think this one slide is good. Region names must be unique. Yes, good idea, KR Jax. Mention, then link to the relevant course. So here on this slide, after I get through defining a region, I'll say, keep in mind, region names must be unique. There are special cases where this is allowed when you're using something called a scoped region, yada, 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 yada. Go watch this other course. It shows you how to do that. Boom, move on, demo time. Then we talk about region adapters. I wouldn't even mention it in the beginner course. Really? I don't know. It gives me an opportunity to point to another course too, though. But I kind of see where you're coming from. I mean, it's an advanced topic. Maybe I should just stick with region names must be unique. Because, yes, I didn't say it, but you can have multiple instances of a region manager if you use scoped regions. But for the purpose of this course, there's only one region manager that Prism creates and maintains. Okay, it's a singleton, and no matter what you ask for it, you're going to get the same instance because this is the region manager that is registered with the DI container. If you start introducing other region managers, those will not be registered in the container, right? So it gets tricky. It's very advanced. So yes, you know what, Dan? I think you're right. Crap. I will make that decision when I record. How about that? I will make the decision when I record. Then we talk about region adapters. Because I mentioned region adapters here. Yeah. KR Jax, we'll do it live. There you go. It'll be a record time decision. Have a plug at the end to get people to go to the next course with some highlights of topics they can find. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Great ideas. And I will have to like kind of go through this because I won't know if something flows really well until I actually start recording. Because I think this does a good job of explaining what the region manager, how it kind of manages regions, and when you add a region, it actually inserts an entry into the region manager for that region. It maps region adapters to controls, and we'll talk about region adapters later on in this module. But most importantly, it provides the region name attached property, which is used to actually define a region. So defining a region, yada, 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 namespace, this must be unique, demo. KR Jax, that's true. If I'm just learning this, I'm not looking for exits to the introduction to advanced topics right away. I haven't even used a normal region adapter at this point. Well, actually, you have. You just don't know it. Because as we get to this, when we start talking about region adapters, there's built-in region adapters that happen for you automatically, right? And that's kind of what we talk about here is, you know, when you define a oh, I got to fix this font size. There we go. So when we define a region, and that region is now entered as an entry into the region manager, the region manager will then find the region adapter for this region, okay? This region type, whatever this control is. And that's where we start talking about, you know, the view. It comes into the region adapter, and the region adapter is responsible for taking that view and adding it to the control you're using as a host. Now, by default, Prism supports content controls, items controls, and any selectors. This includes combo box, list box, the ribbon control, and a tab control. Out of the box, you have to do nothing. But if you want to use a control that is not one of these, that's when you create your own custom region adapter. Okay, like the stack panel, like a grid, like the Infragistics ribbon or the Infragistics Outlook bar, right? Things like that. You have to create a custom region adapter. And so that's when we get into the process of this is how you create a custom region adapter, in this case, for stack panel. Go through all these steps, yada, yada, yada. And I don't, when I start talking about the create region method and the single active region, all active region, I'll try not to get into too much detail here, because this is all about activation and if it supports activation. Then we'll go to the final class with the implement code comment here. And we have to register in the Prism application. And we do that by overriding the configure region adapter mappings. I'll have to, not tomorrow, but Tuesday when we write the sample apps for this, we'll double check the snippet. And then we'll go into demo on creating a stack panel region adapter. You know what? I think that's pretty good. I think we have our module 3 slides done. Stack panel region adapter. The one thing we don't want to do is have any type of misspelling or mislabeling in these slides, because once you record them, man, it's a pain in the butt to fix. It really is. And I'm actually don't know if I want to do understanding region adapters, but maybe. Okay, I think that's good. I think we can call this slide deck Dunzo. All right. Well, thank you everyone for helping me create these slides. On Tuesday, we will do the demos. So we'll create some regions. We will then create a custom region adapter, which will be pretty cool. So that should be fun. And then if we have time, which we probably will have time because these samples are going to be really easy to write. Then what we'll do is we'll get into what is our 4th module slides? What is that? I think we're talking till regions. Modules. Oh yeah, that'd be a fun one. Modules are good. So modules. So demos and then module slides next Tuesday. And oh, hold on one sec. Before I go. Right here I have understanding the region manager. And then I put region adapters. Nope, you know what? I think I like the way I have it now. I think I don't want to move the region adapter up. I think the demo for defining a region should go right here after this. Now, oh my gosh. I gotta go, but I just had a thought, and I wanted everyone's opinion. It's possible... I mean, I could go... Provide... I don't know if I want to do this. Like this. And in between, so first we'll do provide region name. And that's how you define the region. Did you do this demo? And then you hop into... You know what? I don't think that's good. Let's leave it. Stop, Brian. Stop. Leave it alone. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Okay. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. What I'm gonna do now, let's open up our thing here, my dashboard, And let's find somebody to raid, shall we? Okay, we have Matthew Groves, CLW, and Code Rushed. Who should we... You know what? Matthew Groves only has 2 viewers. Let's help my friend Matthew out. And let's go see what he's working on. Right? In the meantime, thank you, everyone, for joining me today. You guys are being extremely helpful. You don't even know. Because creating this content takes a very long time, as you can see. So I want to thank all of you for your help. Thank you for joining me today. And I will see everyone next time. Have a great day. Let's raid.